have with us today a man who for 31 years has held a unique job, president of the St. Louis Christmas Carols Association and known affectionately by everyone as St. Louis #1 caroler. He is Mr. William H. Danforth, chairman of the board of Ralston Purina Company and guiding spirit of the carolers. Mr. Danforth.
Thank you very much. Caroling is my favorite subject, and I'm proud to be among the #1 carolers of St. Louis.
Yes, Mr. Danforth, I understand that you're mighty happy to be a part of the group to be known as the #1 carolers.
Well, it's on the birth of this lovely custom, and here we are. It all started way back in 1911. That's 44 years ago this year. A small group of 9 friends decided to revive the beautiful old custom of caroling by just going around from house to house and singing for the people in the neighborhood. So they all went out into the white, snowy Christmas Eves and sang Silent Night, and it came upon a midnight clear from house to house.
Well, that was a delightful surprise for your neighbors. And how were your first carolers received?
Oh, with overwhelming enthusiasm to our amazement. They actually showered us with money to show their appreciation. This, of course, was a great surprise to us. But we decided that the best thing to do with it was to make Christmas happier for some needy children.
What a truly beautiful Christmas story. And if I'm not mistaken, the carolers have continued this splendid custom.
Oh, indeed we have. And from that small group, we have grown to more than 50,000 singers, and instead of a few dollars, the generous donations of our friends have enabled us each year to help some 70 institutions caring for handicapped and underprivileged children.
Well, that's one of the most worthwhile projects in our city, and one of which everyone is mighty proud. And where do all these carolers come from, Mr. Danforth?
Why, from all over the city and county, from schools and churches and organizations and family groups made up of men and women and children of all ages who sing just for the sheer joy of spreading the Christmas spirit in song.
It must be a tremendous job organizing this gigantic community singing project. Can you tell us just how it's done?
Well, it's done by careful planning and a great deal of work by hundreds of faithful carolers who start months before Christmas. Each year there is more to do because of the tremendous growth of our city. Routes must be mapped out for the carolers to follow. So many neighborhoods must be covered. Scarlet hooded capes must be made for the carolers to wear. Songbooks and collection cams must be assembled and distributed. In fact, there are hundreds of details to be attended to in order to make this great undertaking a success.
Well, that's true devotion. And yet, despite all the work, I am sure that the effort is more than repaid.
Well, it is in 1,000 ways. The pleasure of the countless people who place lights in their windows on Christmas Eve and are rewarded by hearing the sweet, clear voices of the carolers. The pleasure of the carolers themselves in their singing, and the joy of bringing Christmas cheer all year round to our less fortunate children.
That's truly an inspiring story of a beautiful and beloved custom.
And I'd like to invite everyone listening in to share in this program, and not only here but all over the country. If you do not have a caroling organization in your town, write to us, St. Louis Christmas Carols Association, 513 Olive Street, St. Louis, Missouri, and we'll be happy to send you all the necessary information to start a Christmas caroling program. In the St. Louis area, be sure to put a light in your window on Christmas Eve to welcome the carolers to your home. Thank you all, and a Merry, Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Mr. Danforth, for being with us today and for bringing us one of the loveliest of Christmas stories.